welcome to part 3. We are mostly going to be on the floor for this. We might do a few things sitting, but we'll mostly be either prone or supine, so laying on your belly or laying on your back. So we're going to start laying on the belly, and having your blanket to pad your forehead will be a really nice thing so that your nose isn't smashing into the floor. You know this. So drawing the forearms in, not quite at goalpost, but close. Forearms are to the floor, hands are to the floor. Shoulder blades are on the back. And as much as you're drawing the shoulder blades back, you're also pressing a little bit down through the forearms. So you press down through the forearms, lift your head and chest up. Press your feet down so you feel your legs tone, your quads tone, a little bit of length through the tailbone. So using your core to lengthen through the tailbone and then lower down. And pressing down to lift up and lower down. One more time, pressing down to lift up. So you're going to stay here in this baby sphinx pose. Push your forearms away from you towards the wall that's in front of you. And as you do that, keep the shoulders back, but lift your belly and your bottom ribs up off the floor. And you might soften there a little bit as you breathe in, and as you exhale, push the forearms away, lift your bottom ribs and your belly up. And let's do 3 more breaths like that. And then lower down and rest. And then you're going to connect to the upper back so much that the forearms actually lift up off the floor. Now from here, I'm going to ask you to reach the arms forward. So we've played with this movement a few times. Reach the arms forward. Hover your hands above the floor. Bend the elbows. Keep the hands lifting up off the floor as you extend the arms back. Feel the muscles in the upper back turn on. Bend the elbows, return back to that goalpost-like position. Extend the arms forward. Little chin tuck, slightly pressing the forehead down. Squeeze the elbows into your sides. Hands stay lifting up off the floor as you reach back. And one more time. Extend. And bend the elbows in. And reach back. Lift the head and chest up. Lift both legs up. Widen the heels so your kneecaps look straight down at the ground, and then squeeze your legs together so the big toes and the balls of the feet touch. 4, breathing in, breathing out 3, and in, and out 2, one more breath, both ends out and up, and bend the elbows and lower down and rest. Then prop yourself up onto your forearms. Bring the fingertips to touch, some more traditional Sphinx pose now. This time, tug the elbows back towards your feet. Lift your chest. Slide your throat back. Collarbones are wide. The jaw is soft. A few more breaths here. And then slowly lower down and roll over onto your back, please. So with the knees bent and the feet on the floor, find that triangle of support again in each foot. Big toe ball mound, pinky toe ball mound, center of the heel, ground through the feet. Lift your pelvis up and then lower, but not quite all the way down. And lift your pelvis up and lower. Lift your pelvis up. Lower about halfway down, heel toe the feet a little bit closer together, and then lift your left knee to tabletop. You can take your hands to your pelvis. The tendency will be for your pelvis to turn. So use the legs and the core to stabilize. Both hip bones looking at the sky, and then lower and lift from there. Lower, good. And lift. Hello, glutes. Lower and lift. Lower that left foot down. Lift the right leg up, and that from there, lower halfway and lift. Lower halfway. You can have your hands at your pelvis to help. One more time. Lower that foot to the floor, and 3 more times with both feet. 3, Pressing into the big toes as much as the pinky toe edges of the feet. Last one, lift. Now stay high. Little march. 2 more times to each side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, connect to the core, lift. Inhale, lower. One last to each side. Connect to the core as you lift. And again, connect to the core. Narrow through the waistline as you lift. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Good. So hopefully you felt your glutes in that and not your lower back. Just rest for a moment. Take your feet a little bit wider apart. So I'm actually going to turn this way so you can see. And you'll just let your knees fall from one side to the other. All right, so that's the pinwheel pose of the legs. Let them fall left to right. Left to right. Come to center. Lift both knees up. Feet can be slightly higher than the knees. Draw both legs over to one side. And then lifting through center. Both legs over to the other side. And then through center. Both legs over to one side. Hold there. Try not to brace through the shoulders. Just caught myself doing that. One more breath. Squeeze the legs together and then lift through center. And last time, over to the opposite side. Hang out here. So the goal is not to come to the floor. It's to hover. All right, feel the opposite shoulder blade down on the ground. And then lift through center and release your feet down. Just rest for a moment. So you can rock up to sit, bring your knees into your chest, rock up to sit, or you can turn onto your side and come up to sit. We'll just do a few seated poses. So you might want to take your quilt, your towel, your blanket, fold it up a few times so you're sitting up nice and tall. And I think I'll turn to face you for this. So in this cross-legged position, sitting way up high, there's also a trick with your blanket. If you have 2 of them, you can sit up pretty high on one and then make a long roll and use that to support your ankles so that your ankles aren't digging into the floor. Right? So that's a really nice thing to do as well. And you're sitting up super duper tall. Lean back slightly till you feel your core turn on to support your spine. So I'm going to remove this and sit up on it. Just do what feels good for you. Nice and tall. Bring your hands back to the top of the head. Remember when we did this earlier in section 2. Press your head up against your hands and then rotate your torso to the right. And back to center, sit up tall. And exhale, rotate your whole torso to the left. Sit up nice and tall. One more time, rotate to the right. This time, release the hands down. Turn your belly button as far to the right as you can. Once you feel like you've gotten all the range of motion that you can from your trunk, gaze over your shoulder. Nice, easy breaths here. One more breath. And then unwind. And second side. If you remember, switch the interlace of your fingers, place them back on top of your head, lengthen through your spine. Rotate, rotate, rotate. When you can't turn anymore, release the arms down and then look over your shoulder. Three more long, slow, smooth breaths. And on your next inhale, unwind, sit up nice and tall. So I'm going to turn sideways for this. Then bring the soles of the feet together, the knees apart. Now, if you find that you're here, your spine is rounding, your knees are lifting, please give yourself more height. Really sit up at the edge of the blanket. Press your heels together. Press your knees gently up against your hands so you feel some of that connection and tone through the inner thighs. And then keep pressing your heels together. Keep pressing your knees up. You're going to lean forward, hinge forward. So we're not rounding forward, right? So you're going to be using your spinal muscles, your glutes, your inner thighs. Lean forward. The head is just an extension of the spine, so watch out for the chin jutting up. Nice, long, easy breaths here. Three more. And sitting up nice and tall. Extend your left leg forward. Bring your right shin to the floor. Right, left leg forward, right shin to the floor. Reach the right hand back on the far diagonal. Press down through your shin. Reach through your foot. You can even keep your heel down if you prefer. Reach the arm over. So this is a little bit like a side plank variation. Reach. Lift the side waist. Another breath here. Exhale, slowly have a seat. And switch legs. Extend the right leg forward. Bend your left knee out to the side. Your shin will come to the floor. Lean against it. Press the shin down. Lift the hips up. You can bring your foot towards the floor. It'll get you some nice ankle extension. Another breath here. And then slowly make your way down to sit. Okay, we're going to come to lie down on your back. So, use the blanket to give yourself some padding for the head, the neck, as you'd like. Make your way down onto the ground. And then draw, just for a moment, draw both knees into your chest. Let your belly soften and your back release into the ground. And then just take a big slow circle with your legs in one direction, massaging your lower back into the ground, and go in the other direction. And drop your feet to the floor. Lengthen the legs out about mat's distance apart. If your arms are more comfortable with hands folded over belly, that's great. You can also bring your arms by your sides for more traditional Shavasana. Please close your eyes if that feels okay for you. Take a soft breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and take a longer sigh out. Let's do that a couple more times so you can count up to 4 as you breathe in. And through the mouth, a slow 8-count exhale. One more time, breathing in. Pause at the top of your inhale, sniff in a little bit more air. Hold it for just a moment. Feel that sense of fullness inside, of stillness inside. Through the mouth, super long exhale. Let everything settle down into the ground. And just for a moment, leave the teeth parted, the lips parted, so you have that sense of release and space between the upper and lower jaw. So keep that space as you gently close the lips. Soften your face and feel the weight of the eyes. Feel the weight of the head falling back into the support of the blanket. Feel the space across the chest. Sense of space in the armpits and the sides of the waist. Space in the hips. Space between the fingers. Feel the space between the toes. Feel the space below the feet and above the head. The space inside the ears, the space between the eyebrows. Just a feeling of space in the body. soften even more. Become even heavier. Now feel a sense of weight. The weight of the right leg. The weight of the right arm. The weight of the right side of the torso. The weight of the left leg. The weight of the left arm. The weight of the left side of the torso. The weight of the head falling back. Muscles softening from bones, the front of the body dropping into the back of the body. Releasing your weight down into the ground. There's nowhere to go but here, nothing to do but this. And be present with the sensation of space and weight in your body. And feel free to linger here for longer if you'd like. And if you need to come out, then gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Awareness of your extremities. And bend the elbows to rest your hands on your body. And bend your knees to rest your feet on the floor. Roll onto your side. Make your way up to sit. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.